U.S. President Donald Trump's tariff measures kicked up a storm in global markets when they were announced in early April. What followed after that was panic, power games, economic setbacks, and full-blown trade wars with some of America's crucial trading partners. But the question we ask tonight is, can tariffs or trade wars actually stop wars? Well, arguing in the court, Trump's officials said that tariffs were crucial tools in managing global conflicts and trade. Well, here's what happened. Taking the wind out of what was rather Trump's sweeping and volatile global tariff moves, the Court of International Trade ruled that Trump exceeded his authority in imposing tariffs on all imported goods. It called an immediate halt to his signature trade war policy. The court also said that the U.S. Constitution gives the Congress exclusive authority to regulate commerce with other countries, one that is not overridden by the president's emergency powers to safeguard the U.S. economy. The court also cited grounds of illegality to dismiss Trump's blanket tariff orders issued since January this year, with the final trigger being Trump's Liberation Day tariffs that stood invalidated with immediate effect. Not just that, the court also ordered the Trump team to issue fresh orders reflecting the change within a span of 10 days. The court's decision created ripple effects, with financial markets cheering the ruling. The US dollar surging against currencies such as the euro, yen and the Swiss franc in particular, and Trump's trading partners, especially China, rising to the occasion to capitalize on this move, urging the U.S. to end its erroneous practice of imposing unilateral tariffs.
China always maintains that there are no winners in a trade war and that protectionism offers no way out. Since the unilateral tariffs were introduced by the U.S., not only have they failed to resolve any of its own issues, but they have also severely undermined the international economic and trade order and business operation and people's daily lives and consumption.
And coming back to the question of trade used as a tool to stop conflict, what did Trump's officials specifically mean with that? Well, representing Trump in the court, Secretary of State and National Security Advisor Marco Rubio, Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, and U.S. Trade Representative Jameson Greer claimed that Trump used tariffs and trade to ease tensions between India and Pakistan and to pressure China into trade talks. Lutnick said, and I'm quoting him here, "The ceasefire understanding between India and Pakistan was only achieved after Trump offered trading access to the two nuclear-armed neighbors." The top officials even claimed that if Trump's tariffs don't secure a legal win, it could lead to China acting out, as well lead to India and Pakistan resuming the military actions. They also told the judges that the U.S. government believes that Trump's actions help secure a fragile peace between India and Pakistan. This is a claim clearly refuted by India yet again. Responding to this, India asserted its position that arriving at a ceasefire understanding with Pakistan after Operation Sindoor was not linked to any discussions on trade with the U.S. Addressing a press briefing, India's Ministry of External Affairs spokesperson Randhir Jaiswal said India's position on U.S. claims has been well articulated. Take a listen.
From the time Operation Sindoor commenced on 7th May, till the understanding on cessation of firing and military action on 10th May, there were conversations between Indian and US leaders on the evolving military situation. The issue of trade or tariff did not come up in any of those discussions.
This is, by the way, not the first time that Trump has claimed credit for brokering peace between India and Pakistan. On May 10th, when India and Pakistan reached a ceasefire, Trump was quick to comment that he, in fact, had mediated the peace deal. On April 2nd, Trump imposed import duties on most of U.S.'s trading partners, A 10% baseline tariff was placed on most countries, along with steeper reciprocal tariffs handed down to dozens of nations and blocs, including the EU, UK, Canada, Mexico and China, as well as India. For Chinese goods, the reciprocal tariffs were raised to 145%, that were later brought down to 30%. During the 90-day tariff pause, with China too reducing its tariffs on US imports to 10%. The UK and the US have also announced a deal on lower tariffs between the two governments. And now the current ruling seeks to overhaul much of Trump's tariff measures in the pipeline, potentially ushering in major changes.
It's interesting because the court has said that the president sort of overstepped in that he used emergency powers being trade deficits. Which, are really not an emergency at all in economics. But that probably means, perhaps if he puts economic sanctions on Russia or Iran, to what extent can the courts interfere in that? They may decide that sanctions is of geopolitical significance, but tariffs are not. So it does get us into some murky waters, I think, legally into what's the role of the president and the Congress as opposed to the courts.
So what will the Trump team do next? The Trump administration says it intends to appeal the ruling to the Federal Circuit Court of Appeals. Experts also say that Trump could seek other routes to deploy additional tariffs, which means that the final word is yet to be said for global trade as well as the markets.